Alright guys, we're going to start mixing our handmade clay with flour and salt. So here's what you have. You have one big Ziploc bag, and you have 2 cups of flour, and you have 1 cup of salt. You're also going to need a cup of water, and this is about half a cup. And I'm going to add it slowly, little by little, to see how much water you need. Because depending on these measurements, if they're not all the way right, you might need a little bit less or a little bit more water. But this is about half a cup of water. It's not a random cup. It's an actual measuring cup, like a real half cup of water. So if you're here at school, this red cup I gave you, that's an actual cup of water, so just fill it to half. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my flour and my salt in here, and I'm going to mix them really well. So I went ahead and poured both of them in here. I'm going to lift up my bag, and I'm going to kind of hold it from the bottom, and then I'm going to seal my bag. The reason I'm holding it from the bottom is because I want the air out. If you just leave it open and close it, it's going to have a big air bubble. And when you start kneading this together, it's going to pop on you. So make sure you put it towards the bottom so you can get all the air out. So now it's like this. You can see the air's out of it. So I'm just going to mix this extremely well. So I've mixed it extremely well for about actually like 2 minutes. I just mixed it really, really well. I'm going to grab my bag and I'm going to shake it towards the bottom. And I'm going to make sure there's no clay at the top because I don't want it to go in my face when I open it. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And I have half a cup right here. I'm going to add most of half the cup. So I'm going to leave a little water in there just in case I did too much. I'm going to go to the bottom again, close my bag so I can get all the air out. Make sure they don't spill your water. And then I'm going to start just kneading this together. After a few, it's going to start getting a little bit stiffer. After a few of these. So then I'm going to grab my clay. And I'm going to start actually compressing it and actually kneading it like real dough and actually pressing into it quite a bit. As you do this, some of the clay is going to get stuck to one side of the bag and some's going to get stuck to the other. Just open it up and press that into the other clay, and it's going to go right back in there where you can lift your bag and most of it will be gone. And the more you do this, the more they'll turn into actual clay. Alright guys, have fun. You just keep on going until you like it. If you think it's too stiff, then open your bag and add a little bit more water. If you still think it's too stiff, open your bag and add a little bit of water. Okay, so I've been kneading this for about 3 minutes now, and it's still really powdery. So I'm going to add the rest of my water in there. Make it sure it goes to the bottom. I'm going to add a little bit more water. When you start adding water, you got to be careful not to add a bunch of it at the same time, because then you can't take the water back out. So I had a little bit left, so I added a little more, but not all of it. So I'm going to close my bag again, make sure I get the air out, and then I'm going to start kneading the clay again. So I kept on kneading this again and again until it created little chunks of flour right here. So now I know that I'm really close for this to be okay. So I'm actually going to add very little water now. For mine, it turned out that I needed about 3/4 of a cup. I thought I needed about half, but I ended up 3/4. So please watch your water and decide how much you're actually going to need. And after, oops, see how I left this air bubble? That's really bad. So I got to open it up just a little and take out the air. As you knead this, please add water little by little. Just add water little by little so that you can keep massaging your clay and you get a piece that feels a lot like this. It's not sticky. This right here is really bad clay because it's super sticky. This clay, you can actually work with it as well to create really nice coils and that sort of a thing, but you have to let them dry like for a day before you can mess with them on your sculpture. But so this is what you want. A little bit of clay, a little bit of plasticky. It can break up a little bit if you want, but that's what you want. All right, guys, I hope you have fun mixing it.